Hello everyone, Randy here, and we're playing Farming Simulator 17 on Gold Crest Valley. And in today's episode, we do have one more field that's ripe, but I figured we'd start off by plowing up field 12 here. And in order to do that, we are going to need a plow. Now, I was debating about maybe leasing some equipment to do that, but I figured at least for the first time around here, folks, we're just going to buy a plow and do it ourselves. So, we are going to have to visit the shop here. And we're going to be looking at the plows. Actually, you know what? I should probably check. How much horsepower does our tractor have? Let's see, where is the tractor? There it is. We have 145 horsepower. So we can get a plow that will require 145 horsepower. That's 180. Probably not going to go. So I think we'll just go with a little Salford plow here. 13,000. We will select that. Yeah, these are both 2 meters, so not really a difference. The only difference is this is a flip plow, so that plow will turn. No upgrade options available on that. Okay, we'll just buy it then. I guess we can lease it too if we wanted to, but we might as well just buy it. All 3 of our fields do need to be done, so we'll get started on this. One thing I'll probably note, this probably won't work real well, at least this type of plow anyway, with a hired worker. At least somehow I don't picture it working real well with a hired worker. Very similar to the plow that was included with, I believe it was the gold edition of Farming Simulator there. Don't remember what brand plow that was, but I don't believe that was a flip plow either. And yeah, hired workers, it worked, but it didn't work right, if you folks know what I mean by that. So anyway, we'll head up to the shop here. Speaking of heading down to the shop, I got the question. Somebody was asking, how do you get reset to work? Well, if we head down here, we can actually probably just zoom in here. It's probably easier. Zoom in here. We can select it. You can also go through the options down here, by the way, too. But probably easier just zoom in. And then you click reset. And you want to reset this vehicle? Yes. Notice where it said it was reset to. That's right. It said it was reset to the shop. So I know somebody's like, the reset's not working. How do you get it to work? It's actually working. It's just resetting you to the shop. So if we maybe demonstrate this here, I reset my tractor. And can I enter the tractor? I guess I'd have to go down to the shop. Let's enter the tractor. Yes, my tractor's now down at the shop. So I know somebody was saying, well, the reset's not working. No, the reset's working, folks. It just resets you to the shop. So no more free delivery service here. At least not on this map, anyway. I suspect for modded maps that's probably changeable. I'm not sure on that, but okay, there we go. And we'll head back to the main farm here with our brand spanking new plow. Oh, sorry, car. Look out. We'll just go down this big, wide 4-lane road here with our tractor and new plow. It looks like the cars go a little bit faster here in Farming Simulator 17 than they did in 15. At least at 26 miles per hour, anyway, I cannot catch up with them. Looks like we're probably keeping about neck and neck with them, so they're still not going very fast. But at least we're not passing them with a tractor anymore. At least not this tractor, anyway. That was always, like, absolutely ridiculous, in my opinion, previously, when you could just pass vehicles with a tractor. Like, really? Oh, speed limit 50. Doesn't say what units that's in, so probably kilometers an hour, which is actually kind of slow, actually. 50 kilometers an hour. Yeah, I believe this is our turn up ahead here. Yes. Speed limit 35. Wow, that's even slower yet. Maybe that is in miles per hour. Oh, hope you folks can hear that there. And, you know, we start climbing the hill, you can really hear the tractor's engine pitch change there. Really, really like that feature. Just, like I said, a really nice touch there. Okay, we're almost to the field here. Probably should have checked. I wonder if our New Holland tractor is actually more powerful than the case here. I didn't actually look at that. Maybe I should have. We could have maybe gone with like one size larger plow. Double check here a moment. I am curious now. How much horsepower does our New Holland have? This one is 145. And the New Holland is 125. Okay, so the case is the bigger tractor. Not by much, but it is the bigger tractor. Anyway, we're going to get started plowing here. And it does seem like a lot of people, at least playing the game here, do not understand how to use a non-flipping style plow like this. A plow that basically doesn't turn. Requires a little bit different, at least in real life anyway, it requires a little bit different plowing technique than what you can use with the other style plows. So basically I'm just going to start on one end of the field here. And probably going to do maybe split the field down the middle, I'm thinking. We'll see how wide this is here a moment. See what that... Yeah, I think that'll work. If we split it down the middle, at least real close to the middle anyway. You know, don't want to get too carried away. This looks like a fairly straight row of straw we can follow here. This is probably the hardest part with this plow right here. If you don't have something that's nice and straight you can follow, actually getting a straight line in the field is probably somewhat difficult. But like I said, looks like this line of straw here is relatively straight, so doesn't make it too hard here. So basically, for those of you not familiar with how to plow properly, if you will, with this type of plow, there's basically two ways. I think there's two. I'm going to say there's two ways you can do it. Basically, you can plow from the inside or from the outside in, or you can plow from the inside out. Basically, kind of the two ways, or you can, you know, just do it improperly too and just plow. But if you want to do it properly, there's basically two ways you can do it. You can basically plow from the outside in, which is what we're doing at the moment. We're going from the outside, working in. And then when we get to the other side of the field, we'll also be working from the outside in. Make sure I get the outsides and insides right there. Maybe just a demonstration here. I'll show you folks in a minute what I mean by outside in and inside out. And like I said, I'm sure folks with a hired worker, this probably does not work properly. I'm sure the hired worker uses this plow quite improperly. Oh, the plow does destroy the straw that's outside the field. I know that's something that always really bugged people back in Farming Simulator 15, people were always telling me, hey, clean up the straw outside your field. Which would, require me to get a loading wagon or baler or something like that to pick the straw up. But now it looks like the plows, I'm assuming probably the cultivator as well, then will destroy any straw that is outside the field. Never particularly bothered me too much, because, like I said, unless I wanted to pick it up, I'd have to get a loading wagon or baler. So I never really wanted to do that, at least for that little bit. But yes, looks like you can destroy the straw that is outside of the field now. At least with the plow anyway, and like I said, folks, I'm guessing probably the cultivator as well. Now, we're working our way from the outside in. If we wanted to work our way from the inside out, then I would start from this side. And basically start working the middle here. And then I'll work from the inside out. And it looks like the biggest plow in the game is like this as well. I was looking at the shop here before I started recording. If we go back to plows, this plow obviously cannot be flipped over. Looks like these three can be the Coon, the Amazon, and the Lemkin can all be flipped. Whereas the Salford here cannot be. And that is what, 4.9 for the Lemkin, the Titan 11, and this one is 6.2 meters. Still not, like really big at 6.2 meters, but I know as somebody said, don't worry, I'm sure the mod authors will come out with plows, at least if you leave that option on anyway. I mean, for those of you that absolutely do not want to plow, you can always turn the option off. That is obviously an option, but my intentions are probably to leave that option on because I kind of like it. You don't have to do it every time, which is nice. And hopefully if we check the information screen here, it'll show this field is being plowed. And then we should be good for another 3 harvests. At least to my knowledge, that is how that works anyway. So here again, for the plowing technique, if I was going from the inside out, I would start on this side here. But seeing as how I kind of actually want to work from the outside in, I'm actually going to go back to where I was plowing here. And we'll save that for when we get this portion here done, this half of the field. Like I said, I think we got... I probably didn't do a very good job of getting half now that I look at that. That's fine, not an issue. So basically, we'll just keep working at this until we join here in the middle. Not necessarily the middle of the field, but the middle between both these plow lines here. Maybe we'll do it too here. Maybe we'll just hire a worker here a moment to actually start harvesting our barley. Just happen to think that. Well, we got the combine sitting there. Maybe we'll get that going. No sense just having the combine sitting there doing nothing. Well, we got crops that can be harvested. Now, we do have straw in the field. I don't know that there's really anything we can do with the straw at this point. So, obviously, like we're doing on field 12 there, I'm just plowing it under. Hopefully, maybe by the next time around, maybe we'll actually have something we can do with the straw. Wow, that was a lot of tabbing. Must have went the wrong way there. Should have back-tabbed from the looks of it. Hopefully that's another mod that will come out here fairly soon, is the vehicle group switcher. As well, in this case now, actually the glance mod as well would be nice. You know, if you got a hired worker like the combine working there, use the glance mod, you can actually keep an eye on your hired worker. You know, oh, he's full, or he's stuck, or whatever with him. And again, I'll have to say, I know I've been saying this, I think I've said this like every episode, folks. Again, GPS mod would be nice for this. I always like the GPS mod there with the smaller equipment. Not that you need it, it just makes it easier with the smaller equipment. Reduces the overlap. Reduces the chance of missing anything. Anyway, we'll read a couple comments here a moment while we're going up and down the field. At least try to read some comments here. Again, this is where the GPS mod kind of comes in handy. I'm reading comments. I don't have to, look at the screen necessarily as much to pay attention to where I'm going. Chris was saying you should do spruce sapling harvest. I think he actually means the poplars there. And it'll probably be quite a while before we get to any poplar harvesting. The poplar does require one of the large choppers. It looks like it is a New Holland header, so it's probably intended for the New Holland chopper. I don't know if any other choppers will work or not, but you do definitely have to get one of the choppers. So that definitely is going to cost a bit of money to get a chopper. And that produces wood chips, as far as I know, to my knowledge. So when you plant the poplars, you chip them, and you get wood chips. Samuel was saying, this game is awesome, way more realistic. I would say that's probably going to depend greatly on your play style. I know people complain about the realism of this game sometimes. And what I always say, I think it all depends on how realistically you play the game. Like this plow, for example. You don't have to use this plow correctly if you don't want to. I mean, if you want to, you can use it like I'm using it and be realistic. Or you can just not be realistic. In fact, I'll demonstrate this once we get to the end of the row here, folks. And I'll show you how you would unrealistically use this plow. It all pretty much comes down to, I would say, your play style and how realistically you actually want to play. The Donlery was asking, is the machines in the game all European style? It says the Combine is not American version. I had one for many years. It's different than this one. Yes, I would say most of the machines in this game are very European style feeling. I'm not going to say there's no American style equipment, but I would definitely say definitely very European, strong European style on the equipment. So anyway, for using this plow incorrectly, This is basically how you would use it incorrectly. And I don't know if I can even get this to line up because I like don't plow this way. Okay, so I guess this is how it's going to line up. Looks like it is working. So I don't miss... Oh, I did miss some. Yeah, this is like a really bad idea here. Basically, just to show you folks, when you're plowing the correct way, when you line up the plow, you're basically lining it up along the tires here on this side of the plow. So, I mean, basically when you're plowing, you don't even pay attention to this side. What you're all looking at is the tires along this side of the tractor. Now, that does depend slightly on the plow, on how far away you need to be, but once you've got it figured out, you know, you're good. Anyway, I think I'm just going to stop this because I'm definitely not used to that. And we're just going to turn around and go from the proper direction here. Because at least so far, plowing properly, I have not missed anything yet. Well, looks like our combine is still going over yonder. That's good. We'll have to keep an eye on that because he'll probably stop whenever he does fill up. Andrew was saying, as far as I know, the only real mods that are out yet are the money cheat mods. Says you don't think the GPS mod is out yet. No, I'm not aware the GPS mod is out yet either. And yes, it's kind of funny how like the first mods that come out for the game are money cheat mods. Speaking of mods, folks, I do actually have a couple mods. You folks may look up at the time there and notice there's some time. Day 2 Tuesday. Not sure what that's about because this definitely is not Tuesday that I'm recording this on. Looks like the time is indeed correct though. It is 3:55 and yes, well, it says 3:54. Close enough. So I do have the, it's called the real time mod. I always kind of like that mod so I can actually see what time it is. And basically all it does is it puts the real time. I thought it put the real day too, but that definitely is not the real day unless the clock on my computer is wrong. I'll have to double check that now. But yes, that does have the real time up there. Puts it in the 24-hour time format. I'll have to see if I can change that or not because I never do like that. I always like it, you know, when it's in the 12-hour format. Otherwise, I always got to look at it. Okay, it's 15:54. What time is that? That's actually 3:54. Helper E, hey, oh, that's nice. It actually tells me up there he has a full grain tank. Okay. Papa Smurf was asking, what is your overall opinion of Farming Simulator 17 compared to 15? Is it a giant leap forward, or is it a step in the right direction? I probably would not call this a giant leap, but I would say probably at least a large step in the right direction. Especially when you get to the options here, it's really nice. Some of the options you now have. So if you go backwards, you get all kinds of options. Again here, folks, it's all going to depend. If you want to play somewhat realistically, you can really change some of these options and probably play a little more realistically. Like as the helper options here, you can actually have the option. Do you want the helper to, you know, buy fuel, seed, fertilizer, all that good stuff when it's hired? Or do you want it to actually use what it has? All options you can have. If you want manual ignition, stop and go braking, all that type of thing. Graphically speaking, like I said before, folks, the game looks about the same to me. There's nothing really majorly, you know, different as far as the graphics go. There, just a back tab. Makes much more sense. I would say the biggest thing with Farming Simulator 17 is they've added quite a bit of new equipment, and they've added some new game mechanics. For example, what we're doing right now. For best yield, you have to plow your field every, to my knowledge, third harvest. Obviously, after you're done harvesting. Don't plow it, when it's ready to be harvested. Chris was saying, hey, you can use a corn head on the 1660. Yes, that is something I need to look at, folks. I have not checked the shop yet. Is there a corn head? Doesn't say what combine that's for, but that... Oh, it does. 1660. A Capello head. Interesting. I rather would have suspected a case head, but Giants probably just went cheap there. Hey, we'll make this one, and it fits both the axial flow and probably the small Sampo as well. There's a roast and Lamache head. Another Capello. Another Capello. What is this, like an 8-row? Probably an 8-row, judging by the fact it's HS8. This is what, a 4? This is a 12, so 12-row most. There's a case head. 12-row case head. 12-row New Holland head. 16-row head, and is that the biggest? It's like 16 rows is the biggest head. At least for corn, anyway. That is, what, 12 meters? 12.2 for the Massey Ferguson. 12.5 for the New Holland. 13.7 Draper head, meter Draper head. And a 13.7 meter Draper head for the New Holland as well. Definitely quite a few header choices here. Oh, and back to the, is the equipment in this game more European style feeling? Let's go to the case combine here a moment. Someone was saying, yes, this is a European style case combine. This is not American style. The biggest thing I noticed, and that's the grain tank. I have not seen a grain tank like that in the, at least where I live. All the grain tanks are typically open. Like, there's no covers on the grain tanks. They're more, again, if we go back to the harvesters here. Oh, maybe I don't have the option here. I guess you can't really see them, but they're more open style grain tanks. So that's probably another indication there. Like I said, very European, very strong European style equipment here. What you can't blame Giants for. I mean, they're headquartered in Europe, so what do you expect? Nothing necessarily wrong with that. It's just going to be more European-styled equipment. Bryce was saying if you lower the reel on the header, you will get more yield. Really? Now, what he's talking about there, I'm assuming, on the header on the combine here, is it a mouse control? Oh, maybe I can't do it with a hired worker on. Yeah, so you can raise and lower the reel. Now, I'm kind of surprised Giants would actually make that an option, at least as far as increasing the yield. I kind of find that hard to believe. Not that I'm disagreeing with it, but... So basically, the header probably has the option, yeah, I can go in or out, or up and down. And basically, folks, what that is intended for in real life, it's to pull the grain into the header, so it don't fall out. So yes, in real life, it definitely has a big difference. I'm just kind of surprised it actually does in the game here. Because at least in the game here, how would you know where to properly set it? Reagan was asking, how do you make power food? Power food. Let's go back to the options here again. Boy, we're visiting this an awful lot. This will probably be the last comment, and we'll have to wrap up the episode here. So power food, was it the cows? Yes, cows take power food. See, the pigs? Doesn't say anything about power food for the pigs, but for the cows, power food. Not entirely sure what that is, folks, but I'm guessing that is mixed rations. We have not gotten to that yet here on single player here yet, obviously, but I'm just guessing that's what that's for. And in order to make that, I am assuming you probably need, one of the mixer wagons here. Either this one or is that it? Yeah, just these two, I guess, are the only two options. These Silo King mixers. At least that's my assumption, folks. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's just my guess as to what they mean by power food. Anyway, folks, looking at time, looks like it's time to wrap up the episode. So with that, you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them below. Just a reminder as well, we do have a multiplayer server currently playing on Sosnovka. Folks want to check that out. If you want the password to join, you'll have to join us on TeamSpeak. So just make note of that. We do have it password protected, and the password is in TeamSpeak. So anyway, folks, thanks for watching, and till next time.